3-1. Lee. He said, growing up, idolized.
And also could play in the heat, in intense heat in Texas.
Flair center field, and Corey Lee will have a one-out single.
And we haven't seen a whole lot of them from Olson. That's his best.
Back in the starting lineup at short. Pounds this one into the ground. It's gloved at third by Ibanez. Get one at second. Wow, what a double play turn by the Tigers.
Still out here on the field, nothing much. Let's head into the clubhouse for some scoopage. Major baseball hit 113 miles an hour yesterday, just right into a mitt.
They're trying to start to find some holes.
One of the things he's been doing in the early going is taking a few to translate into performance.
First at bat for Trace. And he has turned into a star piece for this Tigers organization going forward.
They're going to find a place for him to play somewhere.
3 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Sweeney to start this bottom of the second. 125 years of baseball with next level technology, competitive rates, and a
future. He had a couple of opportunities and another opportunity. He's an infielder, but he's playing center field these days.
Order get 2 quick outs here in the second. It was fast. This is one of the big injuries so far for this Tigers team. And because of that injury, Justin Henry Malloy sent to Toledo. Then got the call about Ibanez sent out to Seattle.
That in the not too distant future they will go away. In 2018, and yet here he is, a mainstay in the rotation.
Davis Martin, his injuries have been well documented. Missed all of 2. Thought of that in the back of his mind. As this one is sent a long way to right field. And it is gone in the last 2 days.
And twice hit the ball to right. He jumps on the first pitch. Short porch, that would have been out anyway.
This place is buzzing because Kerry Carpenter all of a sudden has found his swing. He's no let up in the lineup with Riley Green. Sawed him off, broken bat. And that'll do Babe Ruth for a stat. You know you are in good company. So Aaron Judge, 321 home runs in his first 1,000 games. And obviously that's as a Yankee. Babe Ruth in his first 1,000. For the record, he does not use one of those torpedo bats, which have become all the
ballpark, which is left center field. And he hits line drives to right field, and that's a short porch.
On the ground, Ibanez at third. And Vargas is retired. The Yankees come to Chicago August 28th through the 31st for a 4-game series.
We leave town after the game tomorrow, and the Yankees come in. And because they felt in park, but they're playing 3 night games, and it's going to be below 40 degrees. The 440-foot home run is just enough.
Tigers team, it will be a fun series when the Yankees come to town. Swing and a miss on that changeup.
Olson. Sox had him on the ropes in the first. They let him off, and then
Benintendi attacking the first one, slicing away from the center fielder, but Kreidler will run it down.
Here, he doesn't want to use a whole lot of pitches and hasn't had a spotless inning yet. So giving up 4 hits and 2 runs.
Cutter low inside corner, strike 2, 1-2 the 1-2 for Martin. Just off, about a ball outside. Torkelson, a shot into left field. A solo shot. And the Tigers lead at 5-1 here in the third.
He's very strong. That was not debatable as a #1 pick in the country. He's got all kinds of skills and just now
pitch that Davis Martin has thrown today.
You have some of those.
This offseason added the kick change and also the sinker.
In baseball comes to an end. The Dodgers win streak snapped at 8. Phillies got him. It was the best start by on a break. Everything's fine. And Jose Ramirez, man, is he good. Don't have to tell anybody in the AL Central that. I don't know, fellas. Jose
team in a lot of different categories.
And we will see him soon after this.
The great thing about Ramirez, if you're a Guardian fan, was that he had his opportunity. We want you as the face of this organization. But if you don't sign the contract, I love to play in Cleveland and I'm going to sign it. And that kind of move, and not a lot of players.
Certainly known as a Cleveland guy. Sinker missing in, 2 balls and a. There's Maya just over his head at short.
Rogers gets ahead, just barely easing it over the head of Amaya, but now it loads him up. Ethan going out to the mound. Somebody will get up and start to throw.
Well, the bullpen certainly had to work yesterday because the starter, Jonathan Cannon, only effective getting ahead of hitters. He was hitting a lot of 2-strike counts, but he said he just wasn't able to finish guys off, and that's when his.
Undoubtedly one more arm, and you never know, maybe 2 more arms, so there should be some guys that are fresh. Innings, that was a big help. You see it right there, except for Wilson. Those guys will be ready to go today.
Nobody out. One, 2 for Martin. Changeup missing in. 2-2.
Got one in.
Sox with the infield in. There's the tapper. Vaughn charging, coming home with it, but he can't have a play.
No, it was going to have to be home. With the infield in and a little chopper, you got a pretty good idea that whoever's going to catch is. Will also kind of shaking hit.
Wanted to get the force at home. Infield stays in. Center fielder. And he did.
Big strikeout on a fastball just off the outside corner.
Okay. Doubled and scored in the first, walked and scored in the second. Popped up shallow right. Baldwin towards the line, makes the catch. He's going to throw home. Here's the play at the plate, offline. And the runner tagging goes to.
One thing the Tigers have been doing.
Running that first, but Olsen has settled in after that. It was Andrew. 2-0. And a 4-pitch walk to Vaughn to start this 4th inning. Nick Maton 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was there in the first inning in a big spot. It was runners on.
That contact was needed. Unfortunately, Olsen was a little.
And Maton now will use a time behind in the count, 1-2. 1-2 pitch again from Olsen. And a slider missing outside, 2-2, but had a 2.16 ERA. That changeup again gets Maton. 1 on, 1 out for Lenin Sosa as the fastball misses from Olsen. Tigers noticed there was a half of the season, but he did not have that same velocity. Towering fly ball to right. The encouraging sign for the Tigers was that for Olson this spring, his velocity was back to 95 miles per hour.
They're pretty happy with their starting rotation. They think it's going to be pretty good, especially with Skubal at the top, backed up by Flaherty. That's something the Tigers are looking for.
Baldwin delivers that one into right field. Vaughn picks up the ball and will stop at second. He was chasing, and now he's figured out what his zone is.
Well, he also made the adjustment this year, 3 coming into play today.
They throw behind him at first, and they got him.
Well, they want to take a look at it and see if maybe there'll be an appeal here. Become quite a player.
Big rip at that fastball. And Riley Green right up there with Aaron Judge. Sends this one into center. And Riley
waits back, and this appears to be a type of curveball. He is coming toward him.
Well, the ballpark is starting to buzz, and the former #1 overall pick in the 2020 draft is starting to live up to his expectations.
He was all everything.
75 from Davis Martin coming in this 4th inning.
Games. Download the CHSN app and stream today.
And second strikeout of the game for Davis Martin.
If you get
one down in this bottom of the 4th, Colt Keith will foul that fastball back. Davis Martin still battling on the mound. Tigers have a 7-1 lead here in this 4th inning. On the ground, Sosa backhands, flip to second, over to first, and a double play turn by the Sox to end this 4th inning. And Alex Ovechkin tying the great one. Through the right side, Corey Lee will pick up his 2nd hit today to start.
I think that's reasonable. Wow.
Amaya backs up Corey Lee right through that right side of the infield. So back-to-back hits to start this 5th inning for the Sox.
That's what you got to do if you're Amaya. You got to hit the ball to right field. I like Corey.
Miguel Vargas, top of the order, 0 for 2. It's the clarification.
Yes, of course.
So I fork over the top.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, limit you to 1 hot dog and a half a beer. The Sox are trying to make it a lot more uncomfortable for him.
1-0 the count here to Vargas.
Wilson looked vulnerable.
And a
White Sox on the Chicago Sports Network, presented by Nationwide. More interesting.
coming up here for Olson. Pounding the ground at third. Ibanez steps on the bag over to first.
Proved his defense.
We were talking about the creep closer to the plate just to take that whole inside away. 2-1.
What you want to do, and which always spins back toward the field of play, you're going to be able to make.
2-2 to Benintendi.
God damn it.
Benintendi felt like he.
Chance.
Kerbal. (3-2). Lifted in the air to right field. Backing up is Carpenter.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go out there anytime after this, but he'd like an happen, and they trail by 5. See the first pitch hit.
Showing you the display there. Starting at only $10, enjoy Kids Run the Bases postgame. Character artist. Well, the trend continues. Lineup.
Well, I don't think you can necessarily throw ball one consistently, but you want to make sure all the way and maybe dips out of the zone. But they've made an adjustment.
Corey Lee.
T-Mobile coverage cam. It's a pretty good play. You can see he. Nice play.
Queenie, he's looking 3. Here comes the relay from Sosa to the bag.